Some sawdust in my little new yard, new little gardening section that I like, sitting by the barbecue. The rabbits and the chickens have been going crazy in here, so what we did was temporarily put up some fencing. Let's give it a shot, see how well it works before we build something a little bit more permanent. But it's actually holding up pretty well. I probably won't change it much. I also threw down a whole bunch of peas that I saved from a couple years ago, and I just kind of threw them down to see what grows all the way along the wall. This is a good use of space. I will have peas like crazy all winter long. I'm going to harvest them and just let them climb on the fence. All right, you guys know me. I try to not spend money as much as possible because one of my hobbies is try to live off the land when it comes to organic gardening and see how far I can push using what I have on hand and not have to buy material. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Frost blankets out here in Moscow, Idaho is actually almost of a necessity if you're going to do organic gardening. And I'm going to give you a comparison of why I think that. I gave in and purchased these frost blankets, and they have been proven to be super duper awesome when it comes to preventing bugs from eating all your vegetables. I'm going to give you a comparison. Now, this is not Napa cabbage, but I want to give you a comparison. This is out in the open. Okay, look at how much the bugs have been eating all these leaves. Look at the stuff that's been protected. They're growing better because they're not constantly being attacked by bugs out here. This one right here, I didn't really weight this down with a little rock or something, so it keeps on flying open. So you can see it's kind of half eaten. Most of my Napa cabbage looks pretty darn good except for back here. Something's missing here, so I'm going to take a look, and I bet you the bugs back here are crawling in. Okay, so you are going to lose some, and this is teaching me basically it's not fully guarded back here, and as you can see here, this is backed by a bunch of like foresty property here. So here's something you can do as a second layer of protection when it comes to preventing bugs from eating all your organic vegetables. And that is basically you want to use, don't put it right string here. It's going to clog up the nozzle. But get a tub of jug or something like that and just soak your onion and garlic scraps. Anything that's pungent, peppermint plant, anything, sage. Anything that's kind of pungent and smelly, bugs do not like, okay? It's going to confuse them. They won't know that you actually have vegetables here. They're going to think it's just organic plants. They don't like them. Now, I pretty much just kind of spray them down right on the frost blanket, okay? You don't need a lot. I made a mistake of actually having the mixture and water to ratio a little bit too high, and that kind of burned a lot of leaves. So I didn't do this last couple of weeks just to kind of test it out. As you can see here, it does make a difference, okay, as far as them crawling here and eating some of the vegetables. So I'm going to spray these again, and you don't need a lot. Honestly, I don't have a good nose. So but really any tiny little smell of, like I said, peppermint, any kind of scented, a droplet of your essential oil in this container is plenty. And I believe this is a 2 or 3 gallon container, if I remember correctly. Okay? Just so you guys know. Oh, effing great. Aphids. Let's see what Mr. Muddy Boots is doing over here. I guess he's replacing a 2x4 up here. This is Walter, our old reliable trailer that we got for $75. It's a really, really good deal. I know it looks like crap, but it works great. And honestly, the chassis alone is going to be a lot more expensive than that. But basically, somebody had a homestead and they were selling it and they were moving back in the city, so they didn't need this anymore. So we got a really, really good deal. You don't need anything pretty because you're just going to be afraid of getting everything dented up anyway. As long as it's solid, it's usable, then you're good. We basically haul wood. We haul manure, sawdust, any of that stuff. So honestly, if you have it way too pretty, you're going to be afraid of using it, period. So looks like he's replacing a vertical 2x4 as well, because I think the top one is bowing. So we thought that we should just kind of reinforce everything because it's going to be wood hauling season pretty soon here. Actually, it's already here. We're just a little late to the game. Well, hot damn. Look at all the raspberries we're going to have. These canes are like 6, 7, 8 feet tall, really, and they're drooping over because they're so heavy loaded with raspberries. So we're going to have a really, really good year. All right, that's the end of our episode today. So start growing, people. It's fun.